This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 12, verses 1 to 7. Passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. By this time, the crowd, unwieldy and stepping on each other's toes, numbered into the thousands, but Jesus' primary concern was his disciples. He said to them, "Watch yourselves carefully, so you don't get contaminated by Pharisees' yeast, Pharisees' phonuses. You can't keep your true self hidden forever. Before long, you will be exploded. You can't hide behind a religious mask forever. Sooner or later, the mask will slip and your true face will be known. You can't whisper one thing in private and preach the opposite in public. The day is coming when those who whisper will be repeated all over town." I'm speaking to you as a dear friends. Don't be bluffed into silence or insincerity by the threats of religious bullies. True, they can kill you, but then what can they do? There's nothing they can do to your soul, your called being. Save your fear for God, who holds your entire life, body and soul in His hands. What's the price of 2 or 3 pet canaries? Some loose change, right? But God never overlooks a single one, and He pays even greater attention to you, down to the last detail, even numbering the hairs on your head. So don't be intimidated by all this bully talk. You're worth more than 1,000,000 canaries. The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 12, verses 1 to 7. According to the Gospel of Luke, one reason for Jesus losing his temper was the hypocrisy of the people. In chapter 11, Luke presented an angry Jesus who reacted strongly against the Pharisees and religious scholars for not being truthful and for their hypocrisy. Be on guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, Jesus tells his disciples. The Jews regarded yeast as a corrupting agent which corrupted the food. That is why they insisted on using unleavened bread at the Passover. When Jesus talks of the yeast of the Pharisees, the reference is about the behaviour that corrupts their lives, hypocrisy. In contrast to the hypocrisy of the Pharisees, the followers of Jesus are to practice transparency. The church is not a secret society. Its purpose is to share the vision of Christ with the whole world. This is crucial to the reign of God in the world. What you have whispered in locked rooms will be proclaimed from the rooftops. This, of course, will involve dangers. The enemies will resist the gospel, and those who proclaim the gospel will face persecutions and death. This has been the history of the church. Thousands have sacrificed their lives simply because they were followers of Jesus. But for a Christian, death is not an enemy. It is something that every Christian awaits eagerly to return to his Father's house. That's why Jesus reiterates to his disciples not to be afraid of those who kill them. The following sentence could be confusing. Be afraid of the one who, after killing, has the power to cast into Gehenna. The one we are really to fear is the one who can make us deny Christ and all that Christ means and die in the state of denial. Gehenna in Hebrew meant Valley of Hinnom or Geben Hinnom, which means the valley of the son of Hinnom. This valley was situated in the southwest of Jerusalem. Children were sacrificed there during the time of the kings. We read it in the second book of Kings and in the book of Jeremiah chapter 7. As a result, this place was regarded as an abomination. During the time of Jesus, this valley served as a dumping ground for Jerusalem's garbage. When Jesus talks about casting someone into Gehenna, he must have meant to waste one's life or throw one's life into the dumping pit. If you allow your life to be corrupted through hypocrisy and falsehood, you choose to ruin yourself, and it is not worth anything other than being wasted in Gehenna's dumping pit. But whatever threats hang over us, we are not to fear, because our faith is in a God who values the lives of the children of God.